You guys, what is up? Welcome back to a brand new video here today on the channel. Today, I'm coming back to some of my favorite all-time juicy little micro ponds to see if we can't get on some big early spring bass. Let's get down to the ponds, see if we can't figure out some of these cold weather bass right here. Let's get right into it. Gonna take 5 to 10 casts in every one of these little clearings, covering parallel to the bank, covering into the middle, covering yo-yo retrieve, something slow, also something fast. Every single one of these spots looks really, really good. I'm really focusing on anywhere there's a slight drop off, maybe a little bit of grass. I'm not too focused on these laydowns that are, oh my God, I got one, no way. I was just saying, I'm not too focused on these laydowns. And of course, about 3 seconds later, we've got a fish right on one of those laydowns. But there we go. Not, not a very big fish, but not necessarily what I was hoping for, but he absolutely cranked that. I was a little bit worried about this one single treble hook bait having a little bit of trouble hooking some of these fish. But if a fish this small can get hooked, I'm sure we're not going to have too much trouble. But let's get this guy unhooked and back into the water. That is number one. Let's get him back. All right, guys, that is probably easily one of, if not the smallest bass I've ever caught in my life. Let's get him back. Absolutely killed it. Got a nice little release on this guy. I'm sorry, little buddy. A solid release. And that water is absolutely freezing. But basically what I've been doing is just throwing this little blade bait up and around some of these grassy patches. And as I was saying right before I caught that fish, I haven't been focusing too much on these laydowns because I really didn't think these fish were going to be up super shallow. It got way colder today, and it's pretty cold. So I figured they'd be out a little bit deeper. But that fish did bite right next to that little laydown. So let's get back in there and hopefully we get a bigger one. If we do hook up and it's smaller than that, then we might have a little bit of a problem. Okay, there are a ton of little bait fish up shallow. Yeah, there are a ton of little bait fish up here. Exactly what I thought. I haven't been seeing a whole lot of bait fish. Maybe a few little minnows. And I'm seeing a ton of minnows here and a ton of little bluegill. It does seem like they've been pushed up into this area because of the wind. Blade bait should be the oh, yep, got one. Ooh, I got cranked. There's fish, got it. Oh, that's a big fish. That's a big fish. That's a big fish. That's a good fish. That is a good fish. Oh, yep. Oh my God, dude. This is a big fish. This is a big fish. This is a big, it's not that big, but it's a good fish. It's a much better fish. It's a much better fish. Get up here, buddy. Oh no, he popped off. Don't you dare get back in there. He popped off. I got him. Whew. I thought that was a big fish. Not a giant, but a much better one and a much harder fighting one. Just killed it. Look at the gut on that guy. Wow, I thought that was a big one. Sorry about the big fish antics there, but that is a solid, probably almost 1.5 with how chunky he is. A short, chunky, healthy fish. Number 2, let's get him back. All right, there's fish number 2. Much nicer one than that first one. Still not a giant. We're definitely moving up. Let's give a nice little release to this guy. You can tell he's got some red lips, probably feeding on some craws like they do this time of year. There he goes, right back into that grass. That guy was exactly where he should have been. The good thing about this time of year is these fish can get pretty predictable. That fish was on a windblown bank, on a drop-off, feeding on schooling bait fish. And a bait like this blade bait will absolutely kill fish like that. Just absolutely destroy them. Exactly where I thought he'd be. Solid number 2. Now we just need one really good fish here to make this day a really good early spring fishing little session here. Let's get back in there. All right, so I just moved over to a second pond of the day. There were a few people that moved over right into kind of the spot I was trying to fish, which is fine. I mean, let them figure out the pattern. I would have liked to fish there for a few minutes longer, but figured we'd move over to a different spot, slightly smaller pond, maybe slightly warmer water. The fish could be a little bit more aggressive, but what I did find in my tackle box is this trout magnet combo fishing kit. I didn't even know I still owned any of these. This is a little fishing kit that I used when I just started fishing. Such a good kit. I caught so many fish on this bait because it really is one of the classics, at least in my mind. But I figured for at least 5-10 minutes here before we get back into full big bass grind, I figured I'd throw this on and maybe attempt to catch a few little fish on one of my light spinning combos. But anyway, let's get back in there. Try this out for a few minutes here. See if we can't find any fish here. All right, let's open this bad boy up. Like I said, it's been a while since I've used this little trout magnet kit. Get a little pink one out. I do remember back in the day, I used to be an absolute stick with the pink trout magnet. Cannot really go wrong with it. Not gonna put really any weight on this bait, despite it being really light. I should be able to get it out there just that far is really how far I think I'll need it. I have seen a few little bass up in these shallow, reedy areas, and I want a super slow sinking, just absolute peak of finesse for these bass. Oh, yep. That was a crappie. Oh my God, there's like 3 fish on it right now. Oh, there are so many fish right there. Maybe they are just a little bit deeper. They all just followed it in. I'd love a bass, or maybe just a crappie would be absolutely perfect. Oh, yeah, that's crappie. Please, eat it. He got it. Got it. Let's go, dude. Let's go. That's not the giant that I saw, but that's still a crappie. Let's go. That's exactly the target species that we wanted with this little trout magnet. I knew if I put this on for just a few minutes that it might entice something a little bit different to eat. And I was really looking for a yellow perch, crappie, or a bass. All right, guys, pretty much the ideal little catch there for this little trout magnet. I'm just gonna throw him out a little bit further. Oh, sorry, buddy. What are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? Look at him. He's still sitting right there. Get back in there, buddy. Is he still in there? He got back in there. That was an interesting release. I'm actually seeing another one, so I'm gonna pitch right on top of it. But that's exactly what I wanted to catch here with the trout magnet. See if I can spot him out. Yo, oh my God, dude. He's got it in his mouth. Oh my gosh, dude. This is the craziest thing. He's got it. Got him. Yep. There we go. Oh my gosh, dude. That is so fun. They're little crappie. They're nothing giant, but when you get to sight fish them like that, that is so cool. We went from fishing windy, rainy conditions with blade baits for bass to now just pitching up shallow for some of these crappie with a trout magnet. 2 really polar opposites, but really just as fun, especially this time of year, to see him crank it. Let's get this guy back. All right, I'm not sure how aggressive those fish are gonna be now that I've pulled 2 right out of that spot. I'm just gonna throw this guy back so he doesn't get stuck up in that grass like that last one did. But I'll take a few more pitches here just to see if anything else is around that area, maybe a bigger crappie or a bass. Then I'll get back to kind of our original mission with maybe a blade bait or something like that to catch a big bass this time of year. But this is definitely a nice little change of pace for a little intermission, if you will, from bass fishing. Oh my God. Someone's got it, someone's got it, someone's got it. Got him. What is this? Oh, another little crappie. I thought that was a bass. There was a nice like 2-pounder that like swerved right up on top of it and killed it. But there's number 3 crappie of the day. We'll give this another 5 minutes. But this is definitely fun for a little change of pace. Let's get him back. All right, number 3 on the day. Let's get him back. That is so sick. Like I said, we'll give this another couple minutes here. Just see if there's maybe something else that wants to eat this. Or maybe even take some further casts out there. To see if there's another... Oh my gosh, dude. It is instant. That's a little bluegill. I was trying to shake this guy off the hook. But I definitely could see the appeal of why I always used to fish this bait. It just catches so many fish so easily. And they're not the biggest. I don't think really anything can compare to fishing a topwater frog for some of those absolutely massive topwater blowups. Okay, there he goes. But, you know, as a change of pace, as I keep saying, this is really some pretty cool. All right, guys, I know we're coming to a bit of an abrupt end here, but that is going to be about it for today's video. I really hope you guys did enjoy. We did a bit of everything today. We micro-fished for crappie, little bass. Then we kind of fished a little bit faster at the beginning of the video for some slightly more aggressive bass, if you will. But overall, a pretty successful day of fishing. Not too bad. If you want to see more of this type of fishing where I just go out to my ponds, figure it out, I'm probably not going to be doing a whole lot of that trout magnet fishing. I figured I haven't done that in so long that it could be nice to really get back into it for at least a few minutes there. If you do want to see more of that, comment that down below. But I'll definitely be getting into the grind, especially bass fishing, more of what we did in the beginning of the video. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.